Jennifer, with your latest film, Chained, you've got another child at the centre of the story, as you did in Surveillance, haven't you? And you've also got a kind of serial killer detective thing going on there too. What is the appeal of those characters?
I'm fascinated with how children see things, and, they're not concerned with, do they want to have sex with me? Am I thin enough? Will I get the job? They're just seeing. And I trust the children POV. And serial killers have always fascinated me, and it's also completely opposite of what my real life is like. So amidst all my regular happiness, day-to-day life, I like to sort of peek under the bed. So I guess that's what tickles me about it.
And when you first got this script, you thought it was too violent, didn't you? You toned down the violence. Tell us about that. There are certain filmmakers and certain films that I celebrate as far as being super graphic, and there's nothing wrong with violence for violence sake. I just didn't want to make a film about that. So I respectfully was able to keep the storyline and yet make it more about, again, how monsters are made and what makes people do very bad things. And not playing a serial killer for the first time, we've got Vincent D'Onofrio here, and it's somebody you talked about working with, didn't you, back in the days of boxing Helena? So what's it like working with him on this one?
Vincent is quite possibly one of the most exceptional men I've ever met, and is so incredibly generous on set. He's good to the other actors, he's good to the director, and he's incredibly loyal to the story and the character. So he's, talk about bravery. I mean, I had him do some pretty crazy stuff, and he trusted me. So I'm forever indebted for the performance and for his trust. He's incredible. I hope he gets a major nod for what he did, because talk about, balls to the wall.
Speaking about that, I know there was just a couple of scenes that he would only shoot once, weren't they? Why don't you give us a bit of an insight into that?
Yes, I mean, there were two in particular that, and I don't blame him, both because of what he needed to expend emotionally and because I had him in somewhat compromising positions. I discussed the importance of the scenes, and he very sweetly nodded and said, "I'll do it once." And I agreed to shoot it that once. So they're in the movie.
And Eamon and Evan, who play the young and the older rabbits in the film, they're quite some finds, aren't they?
Incredible. Eamon Farron and Evan Bird, two incredible actors who, although they've had bits of career, are really two of the best kept secrets in the business and should be hired again and again and again. And if people are foolish enough not to, I will continue to hire them. What they both gave to the role is incredible, because they're two of the most joyous people you'll ever meet, and yet they were able to play these quiet, damaged bits of the character, and it just blew my mind.
And working again with Vincent, aren't you, on your next movie? Yes. Give us an insight into that one.
Yes, that's he's going to be playing a totally different kind of guy, and the film is called A Fall from Grace. Tim Roth is playing the lead, and it does deal with some killings and some children. Boy, there really is a theme. I don't mean to be doing that. Mother of the Year, Jen Lynch. But it also deals with drug addiction and alcoholism, and I think something that fascinates me more than anything else, which is just that human wound, as I think all of us are a little bit perfectly broken.
And I know that Vincent, as well as his movie work, is well known for his TV work too, isn't he? Things like Law and Order. And I believe that TV series is something you'd be interested in doing yourself. What kind of thing would you like to do ideally? I have several ideas for TV. I've been fortunate enough to be directing some TV, and I want to do some comedy. And I love to laugh. It's good medicine. And I kind of get the same rush from giggling as I do from being scared. So, I'd love to do some comedy. And what kind of comedies are there out there now that really appeal to you? What could we expect from Jennifer Lynch?
Oh, God. That's a good question. I don't know how to answer that. Maybe I want to do comedy that I haven't seen, so there's nothing like it. How about that? Now I put pressure on myself.
Well, we look forward to seeing that in the future
Yes,
then.
there we go. Now I'm in trouble.
And just very finally, I believe there's something else called The Monster Next Door. Is that what you're working on next?
Yes, that will be after A Fall from Grace, and that is a great script written by Jim Robbins, and it is werewolves, zombies, vampires, and nerds, and it is incredibly funny and sexy and scary, and should feel like a real roller coaster.
Any names for that yet?
Yes, but I can't mention them. But Vincent's going to be in that too. That one I can mention.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to finding out who is going to be in it, and loads of luck with the next movie too. And I hope Chained as well for you also, Jen.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you.